The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, 90 days of boxing, day 73. The 90 days of boxing journey continues here on True School Sports. I know it's late right now, so everybody on the East Coast, I know you're gonna complain. You probably won't see. You're probably asleep. So when you watch the playback, smash that like button. Definitely show love. Definitely show that support. And yeah, man, this is the live that I know a lot of you guys been waiting for, the aftermath live for Fundora. Please stop playing that so I can focus, please. Fundora versus Tszyu. We'll get into all that, but I just wanted to say happy belated Easter to everybody out there in the world. If you weren't here yesterday, happy belated Easter. And yeah, man, just let's talk about it. It's very interesting because a lot of us didn't expect Fundora to win, so he deserves a lot of credit in all this for stepping up to the plate and winning. Jesus Sam, what's good? Cherry says, Saludos BT. He said he scored 8 rounds for Fundora. I haven't rescored it yet, but I definitely think he won the fight. We'll start with the fight because I got bullet points. We're gonna go from the fight to what's next to this whole Spence Crawford thing, and I'm gonna have a lot to say about Crawford. I mean, a lot of people don't like what I've been saying about Terrence Crawford, but y'all gonna have to come and hear what I gotta say about Terrence Crawford, whether you like it or not. So if you're a Terrence Crawford fanboy or Errol Spence fanboy, you're gonna go ahead and hear it. So, and before we get into that, Nobody 92 says the Miami Marlins are in mid-season form. The Miami Marlins are a fucking disgrace. They're a disgrace. I knew they were going to be a disgrace because they made the playoffs. They had a great season last year, and they willingly chose to be losers this year. So that's why, I'm done. I'm checked out. We're 5 games and I've checked out. I mean, it's disgraceful what they've done with the team. But anyway,
Once they come back,
getting to the boxing, they're not coming back. It's over. It's already over. That's not happening. And he says the New York Mets ain't too far away. Well, yeah, the Mets are gonna be the Mets. The Marlins are gonna be the Marlins. It is what it is.
how about the Yankees?
How about the Yankees? Anyway, let's talk about the fight. Let's talk boxing. Let's keep boxing. As far as the fight for Fundora and Tszyu, because I was actually at the fight, and it was really just a weird. It was an interesting fight because I felt like early on before the head clash, the fight was going pretty much how I thought it was gonna go. I felt like Tszyu was the superior boxer. I felt like Tszyu was the fighter that was more skilled, and he was finding a nice home for the straight right hand and looping it around the guard of Fundora. But you know what? And I want to clarify this, guys, because a lot of times some of you people, not all you, most of you guys are nice, lovely people, but some of you people like to misconstrue my words. You guys are saying that, because I said I was disappointed in Tszyu, and I'm going to clarify what I meant when I said I was disappointed with him. I wasn't disappointed with his effort. I think he tried the best he could, especially given the circumstances of Tszyu having cuts and head clashes and a lot of the blood running and coursing through his face. I mean, despite all that, I thought Tszyu, showed a lot of heart and courage and determination. But honestly, I was disappointed with his punch selection because even in the rounds he was winning, Tszyu didn't really show any. Huh? Tszyu didn't really flash any sort of body punches. He didn't throw many body punches. He was a guy that was just headhunting, and I didn't like that. So that's what got me disappointed about Tszyu. It wasn't necessarily his effort or anything like that. It was just that he didn't throw any punches to the body. So yeah, Fundora, I think in this fight he kind of put it together a little bit. He got the fight to happen in a way where there was a lot of blood, and he turned it into a war. And he turned it into the kind of war where when you lose a lot of blood, the fighter begins to fatigue. And he kept that jab in Tszyu's face the whole fight over and over and over again. And that was one thing that I criticized him for a long time, which was the fact that being so tall, he never fought tall. So it was good that he put it together. Now when you look at what's happening with Tszyu and Fundora, I didn't realize that there was a rematch clause, but I've seen now that there is a rematch clause.
It was a verbal rematch clause.
It was a verbal rematch clause.
You said he kind of put it together. No, sir, he put it together because he won.
He won. You're right. So Johnny's corrected me. Fundora didn't kind of put it together. He put it together because he won. Now, James Valdez, shout out to James. He's asking the pertinent questions. He says, Did Tim Tszyu's team fail him during the fight?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. Any fighter at this level of boxing, at the world class championship level of boxing,
Well, they could have stopped it.
they could have stopped the fight.
And it would have been a no contest.
Would have been a no contest. They could have stopped the fight. Would have been a no contest, and he could have lived to fight another day. He wouldn't have had to have taken all that damage and a loss on his record. But now, he's got all this on his record. His stock is a little lower now, and that buzz on Tim Tszyu ain't quite as high as it was before the fight. So it's.
Well, let's be honest about the 154-pound division. Like,
Talk to him, Johnny. You want to come on and say, Johnny? All right. So Johnny's gonna come on and tell you guys about the 54 division. So Johnny, come and tell him. Talk to him, champ.
All right, the 154-pound division is actually one of my favorite divisions. But one thing about the 154-pound division, when Jarrett Hurd was the champion, he lost. Lara lost. Julian Williams lost. Jesus Ramos lost. Erickson Lubin
Lost multiple times.
Multiple times. Charlo just recently lost too. Tim Tszyu just lost. Brian recently lost, and then you had who's another one? Fundora lost, and everyone. And 154.
So you're saying
154. They say you want a loss? You get a loss.
You get a loss. It's like Oprah. Oprah was like, you get a brand new car. You get a brand new car. So at 54, it's like you get a loss. You get a loss. You get a loss.
And the crazy thing about 154 is like, and then when Julian Williams had like his peak too. Then
Boom.
Jason
Rosario comes out of nowhere.
I don't know. Yeah. And then they say, oh, Jesus Ramos ready to take over the division? No, I thought Jesus Ramos won. He's one of my favorite fighters. But boom! And then there you
Nobody
go.
takes over 154 basically. That's what you're saying.
Nobody.
Nobody takes over 54.
Except for Charlo, that when he got the 154. And even about Tim Tszyu, I like Tim Tszyu, but if you really think about it, he didn't get his chance to beat Charlo. So we don't really know how good or how bad Tim Tszyu really is.
He lost to Fundora.
He lost to Fundora. But there's an asterisk because of the thing on this.
Because of the cut. So that's the perfect segue into the next point, which is now they're talking about a rematch. At first, there were no rematch talks. Now it looks like Samson Lukowitz and all parties involved, they're going to honor the rematch, which I think is the right thing to do. They should honor the rematch. They should go ahead and make the rematch happen because it's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight. There's obviously a lot of people believe, like me, I believe that if the cut never happens, Tim Tszyu beats Fundora pretty clearly because he was beating him pretty clearly before the cut. So I like the rematch. If they make it happen, then credit goes out to Fundora and Lukowitz and all them.
But one thing about what everyone says is, he could have won without the cut. He could have won without the cut. One thing I learned from going to Floyd's gym and seeing a big old banner on the
tell them what does it say on the wall, Floyd's gym?
It says a true champion can adapt to anything. So when he had his moment of adversity, unfortunately, he didn't.
No, I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like an ass. I don't want to sound like an ass, but I want to sound like one. Tim Tszyu was elevated to champion. So if you wanted to be, like honest, you could say he wasn't a true champion only because he never won the belt off nobody.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
You're not gonna do that? Okay.
I think he was a genuine champion, but at the same time, it's like when he faced that adversity, he didn't come.
He didn't have the answers.
That was the first time facing adversity. There's gonna be multiple other times where he's gonna face adversity and be able to show, and develop into that. But that's one thing that it says on the poster. And one thing about Sebastian Fundora is before this fight, he's going through that adversity because just like they switching opponents for Tim Tszyu, they switched opponent for Sebastian Fundora, and Sebastian Fundora just came off a knockout loss fighting the guy
who hit his ass. When Brian Mendoza hit his ass, he fell. So anyway, let's get to a couple comments. Shout out to everybody here. Make sure you smash the like button. We're here late night with BT. Day 73, guys. We only got 17 days left after this, and then there will be some programming changes on True School Sports after 90 days. But I'll keep those to myself. But I'm working on some things.
We need 90 more days of boxing.
We don't need. We don't need 90 more.
We need 180 days of boxing.
180 days of boxing?
Yeah.
Damn, he said.
Yeah.
Nah, man. What we need is 365 days of boxing.
You get three. I make videos every day.
Nah, man.
You get 365.
Nah, man.
Live.
365.
Live in the flesh.
Live.
I need to hire me a team then. If I'm gonna do that.
As a matter of fact, if we got any wrestling fans on here on Sunday, Me and BT are gonna be going live for WrestleMania,
Oh
man.
God.
Yeah. We gonna watch Jimmy Uso, man.
Let me see. We got Do y'all want to see an immediate rematch? Yes. I think I know there's been a lot of talk about Spence and Crawford and these kind of things. I think an immediate rematch would be the most fair thing to do for Fundora and Tszyu because of all the things that happened in the first fight. And it was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. It was a fight that the fans enjoyed, and if the fans enjoy it, why not?
I agree, but I think one thing that Samson Lukowicz said was I gotta make what's best for my fighter. So I don't think the rematch is gonna end up happening.
Samson Lukowicz is the one that said the rematch is happening.
But even if it happens or if it doesn't happen, but if it doesn't happen, one fight that I would like to see is Tszyu versus Jesus Ramos, man.
Okay.
That's actually a fight I would like.
Hand History Ball says you're late. It's
They both
1 p.m. over. Hey, Hand History says you're late. It's 1 p.m. over here, but it's not 1 p.m. here. I'm still it's still 8 counts. I'm on West Coast time, so I'm gonna be a little bit later sometimes. I'm on West Coast time. The days are longer here, but I showed up. You don't gotta watch the live. You can watch the playback, but it's just it don't hit the same, but it's there. Let me go to the comments. Edward says, "Let's go for half of the year of live streams." Absolutely not. I need a break. Honestly, when I get to 90 days, I'm taking my break. I can't wait for my break.
Nah, man, no
I'm gassed. I'm gassed. My 4 or 5 days. I'm gonna get off. He said BT got a hype man. That's Johnny. That's my boy. That's Johnny.
Yeah.
Jesus M, please clarify what. Anyway, look, I wanted to talk about this now because I got bullet points, right? So we talked about the rematch. What actually? Let me unpack the rematch a bit more. Who do you? I asked Johnny this because Johnny's standing next to me. Who would you favor in a rematch, Johnny, between Tszyu and Fundora? Who has the edge? And I'll pose that question to the chat. Who would you favor in a rematch for Tszyu and Fundora?
I'm gonna go with Tszyu.
Why Tszyu?
Because I think he'll make the adjustment. I think that you can't. It's hard to. It's easier to prepare for someone like Tszyu due to his height. You're preparing to fight someone that's gonna move off his back foot, like Keith Thurman, and then out of nowhere you basically get a 2-week notice, which is the last week you're pretty much cutting the weight, and then that final week, he had to get ready for a 6 foot something Sebastian Fundora. So it's not the same fighting those type of sparrings, fighting those different looks.
Yeah, but what kind of sparring are you gonna get to mimic a 6'6" praying mantis southpaw who likes to fight? Who fights like who has his build and fights like him around his weight?
Well, you probably won't get someone that looks like him or is around his weight, but you'll definitely be able to get someone taller because I'm pretty sure he was sparring people probably that were shorter.
Okay.
And had a different style, So
we'll see how it goes. What do you guys think? In the chat, who are you guys favoring?
Do you believe Boba Chuck is more similar to Tszyu than Keith Thurman is to Sebastian Fundora?
Is Boa Chuck more similar to Tszyu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that Fundora had a better chance when it comes to that. So.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes, man. But a lot of people, the talk has been, and I'm gonna really camp out here because this is actually the part of life I really wanted to get to.
And I wanted to remind people too something about triangle theories that people use in boxing.
Go ahead, talk to them.
One thing I'm gonna remind you guys is styles. They do make fights if you really think about it, because Brian beat Fundora, and then Tszyu beat Brian, and then now Fundora beat Tszyu. So it's rock paper scissors.
It's rock paper scissors. We'll see how it goes, man. But now you got Errol Spence in the fold. I want to really address this, man, because I feel like people don't understand where I'm coming from. So maybe on the live, if somebody watches the playback or somebody from that watched that video that had a problem with what I said comes across with me right now, they can really understand where I'm coming from, because I said in my video about this whole situation with Fundora and Spence that I would not care at all if Fundora drops the WBO belt and doesn't fight Terrence Crawford and decides to fight Spence. And people said, "Oh, BT, why are you being a Terrence Crawford hater?" And let me clarify something. I'm not a Terrence Crawford hater. Terrence Crawford is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I guarantee anybody in this chat, I'm a bigger Terrence Crawford fan than you'll ever be. And I don't hate him. I don't hate nobody. My life is too good. I'm too blessed to hate anybody, and I'm gonna keep repeating that. I just tell the truth about your favorite fighters, and a lot of times you guys don't like it, and you can't handle the damn truth. So, you have Terrence Crawford, right? He gets all these flowers about being the most competitive fighter in boxing. Everyone says Terrence Crawford's so competitive because even when he's not boxing, when he's in the gym playing ping pong and darts and basketball, he always wants to win, right? But whenever Jaron Ennis' name has been mentioned, I never see that competitive guy come out in the interviews. And I'm not just talking about recently. I'm not just talking about after the Spence fight. I'm talking about even before the Spence fight. Whenever Terrence Crawford has ever been asked about fighting Jaron Ennis, I've never seen that competitive guy come out. Ever. You know? And that's where my problem is. Now I already know all the speaking points, so please give me a fucking break and save it. I already know you guys are gonna say, oh well, rematch clause this, BOK prime that. I know all the talking points and I know all the counterpoints, and I made videos for both sides. I think Crawford has played a big role as to why the Boots fight won't happen, and Boots has definitely played a role as to why the fight will happen as well, because he hasn't really done anything to make his momentum go greater. So like I always say, it takes two to tango. You need two fighters on one accord to make a fight happen. And Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence in July of 2023. He has not fought since July of 2023. We're in April of 2024, which means that if he had a fight signed right now, if Terrence Crawford signed right now for a fight, he'd go to camp for 8 weeks, meaning that he'd fight in June, which would mean that would mean right now it'd be an 11-month layoff. He don't got nothing signed, so by the time he fights, it's gonna be a 12-year, over a year or over a year layoff. And I think for somebody as great as Terrence Crawford, who had such a great performance against Errol Spence, who had everybody in the world wanting to see him fight, not sitting on your ass doing nothing is just not the way to go. And I know he had the rematch clause. I know there were things that were going on with the Spence side of things. I get all that. I've talked about all that. Everything you guys are going to say, I've documented it here on this channel.
One thing now that I do think is kind of dangerous for Terrence Crawford now is he's talking about moving to 154. And when he fought Spence and he won, he always had that chip on his shoulder of them comparing him to Spence. So when he goes up, he's going to have a year layoff where he's been able to probably have fun and
enjoy life, and he gets built a house.
And you don't know if he's gonna have that, and you don't know if he's gonna have that same chip on his shoulder going into those certain fights, and they could play a difference.
And now that you're bringing up, now that Johnny's bringing up the psychology of everything, that's another reason he should have taken the Boots fight. Why? Because there's gonna be a segment of people out there that think you can't beat Jaron Ennis. I think that maybe for the first time in your boxing career, there's a guy that can do similar things that you can do. And he can beat you. He can do them even better. I've heard there's been arguments here. I've seen people on YouTube say Boots is a better switch hitter than Terrence Crawford. So, it's just like I'm frustrated with Terrence because I really think highly of him. I think he's the truth. I think he's one of the best fighters ever. I really like him. But you know what? And I'm gonna repeat some of the things I was telling Johnny at the gym today. I'm gonna repeat some of those things I said, because all these years, I've heard people bitch and moan and complain about Floyd and how Floyd wasn't good for boxing. But guess what? When Floyd was in a power position, much like Terrence is now, to pick and choose who he wanted to fight. Okay, Victor Ortiz, Ricky Hatton, maybe these guys, you may say, they're not as skillful as Jaron Ennis. Some of you guys may think that. But they were young, hungry fighters, young, hungry lions, so to speak. And you know what Floyd did? Floyd gave them an opportunity. And guess what? He beat them, and that's why he is who he is in boxing, right? Now, Terrence, he had to fight so hard to get to that position, but then when he got there, he acted like the divas he criticized, like Errol Spence, So that's my issue, hypocrisy, And if you want to take it a step further, and some of you guys may not like it, if you really want to take it a step further, I'm gonna say everything I said at the gym. Ain't gonna be no stone unturned today. We hear a lot of things in boxing. I hear it all the time. Because for me, I'm critical, and I'm critical of everybody, and I give credit to everybody here on YouTube. So I don't really care about ethnicity or nationality, but let's just call a spade a spade. There's a lot of people in boxing, on YouTube especially, that complain that black fighters get mistreated. They say, oh, black fighters don't get proper treatment from the promoters and sanctioning bodies. And to a degree, in some cases, yes, that is true. There are black fighters that are getting mistreated by sanctioning bodies, but but in most cases, the ones that are getting mistreated aren't the ones that the YouTube channels actually talk about, like the Ian Greens of the world. Those are guys that get mistreated. You guys want to say Shakur Stevenson getting mistreated, and he gets to fight a guy coming off a loss. I'm not talking about Shakur, but anyway, Terrence Crawford is one of the best fighters in boxing. You know, and he's a black fighter, and he don't want to give another black fighter opportunity to be great. So it's like, who's really mistreating people? Why won't he give Boots an opportunity? Why won't they break bread? Same thing goes for, look at Tank. Look at Tank and Devin and Shakur. They ain't breaking bread. So it's like, you know, I always see a lot of rhetoric here in boxing about race. I mean, I'm not a race guy, but like I hear it all the time. I try like to not get into it because a lot of people are sensitive, but like I hear a lot of talk about Mexicans getting mistreated, black fighters getting mistreated, like everyone always wants to paint whoever their like nationality is as getting mistreated. Puerto Ricans get mistreated, Brits get mistreated. The reality is everything gets mistreated. Everyone gets mistreated. Boxing is about green. Boxing is about money. And if you guys think it's about anything more than money, then you're missing the large picture. Now, it don't matter if you're Mexican, black, African, Uzbekistan. If you bring that money in, you're gonna get favorable treatment in boxing. Look at Canelo. You know, look at Tank. Look at Anthony Joshua. All from different parts of the world, all from different cultures. And guess what? They move the needle and they get preferential treatment because they're bringing money. So
BT sound like Ryan Garcia. I'm ready to expose everybody.
no, I'm not trying to expose nobody. It's just like I'm here on YouTube all the time, and I just hear so much bitching and moaning from. It's like a lot of people in my comments. It's like content creators. They want to always paint the fighter they like as a victim, and it's like, nah, man. Terrence Crawford got mistreated for years, and then when he got to the same position Errol Spence got to, he acted just like him, and now the young hungry lion who's been IBF mandatory since before he even fought Errol Spence, he won a big time him, you know. Black fighters ain't treating each other great. They're not even treating each other great. But we're supposed to feel sympathy over here. It's sad. It really is sad. Hand History Vault says black fighters are the best treated boxers in America. I mean that whatever you say. I said what I had to say. I'm just keeping a point to Crawford and Ennis because I'm really frustrated that, you know, people actually are like, I'm actually upset. People are trying to feel sympathy for Terrence Crawford. Like, what are we doing? We're feeling sympathy for Terrence Crawford.
There was one comment
who just made me. Yeah, and there was one. And I'm gonna tell you guys this. There was one comment I got today. I forgot the guy's name. This dude typed like he might have broke the record for the longest comment in the history of True School Sports. It took 30 minutes to read his comment.
I read it and it took me 7
It took 30 minutes to read his comment, and he was getting mad. He was like, BT True School, you're my friend, and you're breaking my heart. I can't believe you're hitting on Terrence and this. I'm like, come on.
He said, how dare you?
He's like, how dare you fix your lips to talk about Crawford?
You're not true. You're not True School Sports.
You're not True School Sports. You're True School Lies. I'm like, come on, man. I could not be more impressed with Tszyu's performance. There's not a boxer in the world that would have continued the fight after the cut. Yeah, no, listen, Tszyu is what I thought he was when I met him. He's a true warrior of the sport. I'm not disappointed in his effort. I think he's got balls down to his ankle. He's got balls of steel. I'm never down that. I'm just more disappointed, even before the cut, with his punch selection. As far as you know, I thought in the early rounds I would have liked to see him close the gap and go to the body more. Besides Ryan, name one other white fighter on the level and promotion of Tank, Haney, and Shakur.
White fighter?
A white fighter? Like in America?
Yeah. I mean, can you technically call Ryan white though?
Ryan's Mexican. I mean, Ryan's
his last name is Garcia.
His name is Garcia. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know he's Mexican.
What about Caleb Plant, man?
Cody Crawley. Joe Smith. Nah, to be honest, there isn't one.
Caleb Plant, man.
Caleb, no, he gets promoted, but he's not to Shakur.
No, man, Caleb Plant.
Not to the level of Shakur and Devin and all them guys. Look, guys, I know I'm getting away off tangent. All I'm trying to say is this. Look, if Fundora fights Spence, it's gonna make Fundora a lot of money. I think Samson Lewis is just trying to maximize the revenue of his boxer, which from a managerial standpoint, I understand it. As someone who is an aspiring boxing manager and whatnot, like I get it. I get it. But as a fight fan, I want the Crawford fight. But you know what's crazy? I'll say this. I still think the Crawford fight, even if the Spence fight makes more money than the Crawford fight, I still think the Crawford fight is more valuable than the Spence fight because Crawford's market value has increased exponentially since the Spence fight. So the Crawford that Spence fought, as far from a marketability standpoint, isn't the Crawford that Fundora is fighting. Fundora is fighting Crawford, the undisputed champion, the guy that some people believe is the pound #1 fighter in boxing. And by beating him, because if he beats Spence, all he's doing is he's beating the guy that's never fought 54, that just got his ass beat by Terrence Crawford. All right, but if he beats Crawford ain't never lost. He's 40-0. He's a 3-division champion, undisputed. At that point, shit, Fundora, the whole narrative of how great he is changes just with that one win. A Spence win doesn't change the narrative as much as a Crawford win would, in my opinion. So. I don't see how you can be so disappointed in Tszyu's shot selection even early as you stated, because you're not listening to me. I'm disappointed because when he got to the body, he was not. When he closed the gap, he was not committing to anything to the body. All those shots he landed were headshots. And to beat Fundora the way I thought he was gonna beat him, you'd have to go to the body more, and he did not do that. And that's why I'm disappointed. I'll never question his courage. I'll never question his heart. Tszyu is a true warrior of the sport. I love Tszyu. I'm still a Tszyu fan, but I'm calling out what the real. Crawford ruined his career and legacy after he ducked 140 the first time. I think you're reaching ahead in history. You don't like Crawford. I think you're reaching. I don't think him not fighting Sergey Lipinets made or break.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You know that?
I remember. I said he had to fight Sergey Lipinets.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight Sergey Lipinets.
He would have beat Sergey Lipinets, though, but I still would have won the mind.
I mean, Mikey beat Sergey Lipinets.
Yeah. You remember how high I rated Mikey?
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I'm not gonna say why, but I can't handle Mikey Garcia no more. You know why?
Yeah.
Tim, no second gears. Yeah, that's what it seemed like too. Is like Tim.
He did fight the same pace.
He fought the same pace, and it was crazy because I know Tim's part Russian. He kind of fought out of that Soviet style. He couldn't close the gap and throw any body shots.
Well, if you go and look at both of their resumes, whose resume is better?
Fundora and Tszyu.
Tszyu.
Fundora fought Lubin, Mendoza. Who else they fought? Campo? Fought Campo? Just like
Campo, Nathaniel Gallimore.
Yeah, Gallimore. You might got a point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think when you look at both resumes, I think that when you look at Tim Tszyu's resumes, he's fought good names, but I think that Fundora actually fought better names going into the fight.
Yeah. My guy Jack says, I understand you, bro. I think there's a fine line between going up Fundora's body and putting himself on line for the most potent offensive weapon, which is his uppercuts. Yeah, but okay, in doing that and staying mid-range, he got freaking elbowed in his face and he got hurt anyway. So listen, Tim Tszyu is not gonna be on the outside outboxing 6'6" Sebastian Fundora. It was never gonna happen. So whether he, I just feel like he didn't do what he needed to do to win the fight. That's all. Like I feel like whether he tried to get hurt or not, he was gonna get hurt anyway because it was gonna be that kind of a fight. It was gonna be that kind of fight no matter how he approached it.
Tim Tszyu tried to pull off a Brian Mendoza.
Yeah, now look, I gotta say this, man, because I know Brian Mendoza lost, and I think Brian Mendoza lost the fight to Boychuk more so because, all respect to Salas. I like Salas as a person, and he's accomplished some great things as a coach, but, he's got a certain style, boxeo con flow, there's a certain way his fighters fight, and I think it's been good for Brian to a certain point of his career, but when he's fought these guys like Tszyu and now Boychuk, he's being too cute, and Brian can really punch, and we saw that when Brian hit his ass, when he hit Sebastian Fundora, and he knocked Sebastian Fundora's soul out of his body, we saw what kind of potential he had.
Yeah, and
So
even in
the win for Brian's aging pretty well.
Even in the Bobachuk fight.
Even in the Boachuk fight, when Brian finally committed to his shots in the what was it, that 11th and 12th round, he had Boachuk ready to go. He had him hurt, you know. So it's like, why did we bring up Brian?
I said Tszyu tried to pull off a Brian Mendoza.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Johnny. So Tim tried. So Tim was throwing a lot of the same shots Brian was throwing. He was using a lot of the same setups. And when he hit his ass, when he hit Sebastian Fundora didn't go nowhere. But when Brian hit his ass, Brian knocked him out. So
They don't eat green chili stew over there.
they don't eat green chili stew in Australia. So it is what it is, man. But a lot of interesting things happen on that card. I don't want to talk about Crawford and Spence and whatnot. There was a lot of other interesting things that happened on that card. I mean, I know Isak Cruz and Rolly. I know Johnny won't want to talk about that too much. So I won't talk about it too much. But, you know, Isak Cruz did his thing. I really wanted to comment on Lara, right? Because...
Man, Lara.
Okay, Johnny.
Hold on.
Johnny want to talk about Lara.
Lara, I like Lara, man. I like Lara. Lara with no legs. Lara that don't move. Lara be hitting these dudes. And these dudes be going to sleep.
So you were impressed with Michael's Rafa fight?
I be getting gas, bro.
You were impressed with Michael's Rafa?
I wouldn't say I'm impressed with Michael's Rafa.
The performance. I'm saying the performance.
The one thing about Lara is if you're not on Lara's level, Lara will let you know that you're not on his level.
If you were Thomas Cornflake or Michael Zarafa and you fight Lara gonna hit your ass real quick.
Or Ramon Alvarez.
If you a subpar fighter, you know what? I'll give Lara credit because a lot of times I do get a little annoyed with Lara because people use him almost beating Canelo years ago, and he's living off the fame of that. But
John Zevek.
Huh?
John Zevek.
Yan Zep. I was at that fight.
I remember that.
All these guys that were on his level exposed immediately, and it, you know, Lara quiet as kept. Still, he's 41 and he's still got that belt.
And putting it out there, he just might be a little bit older than 41.
He's probably older than 41 because you know how the Cubans do. So my thing is, look, I know for Lara, what could be next for him could possibly be a fight with potentially Danny Garcia. They might go revisit that. I hope they don't do that fight. Now, look, I know, I'm the boxing degenerate. I'm the boxing nerd here. I'm gonna mention a name that I want to see him fight, and I know I'm probably the only person in the world that wants to see this fight other than this guy's family. But can we get Arizona Lara versus Ian Green? Can Ian Green get his shot? Ian Green, one of the best middleweights in the world. I just wish people knew it.
I just think that they're gonna do
Danny Garcia probably.
Danny Garcia versus, he was on the broadcast. Lara fought there.
So I'll ask the chat. So the fine folks that are watching, what do y'all think about Danny versus Lara? Lara's out here still putting on good performances at age 77, beating people up, you know, fighting in the pocket. By the way, guys, let me know what city, what state, what content you're watching from. You know, we in the fight capital of the world, you know, Las Vegas, Nevada. Day 73, 90 days of boxing.
And he hasn't said it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. If you're enjoying the content today, make sure you got to drop a super chat.
We'll go what Johnny says. You know, if you like what we got going on, go ahead and super chat. But shout out to Coach Bobby McCroy. Bobby McCroy in the chat.
Oh, man, Bobby.
Shout out to Bobby.
Let me say what's up to Bobby, man. Yeah, Noble Art Boxing or something like that. Where Bobby at, man?
He's over here. Bobby's right over here. Bobby McCoy right there.
My
Say
God.
LOL.
Bobby, man. Yes, sir. He's cool people, man. I love Bobby. He's funny.
They said Danny broke, needs a payday. Danny, like, all I have to do is fight an old man. Easy money. Yeah. Lara would embarrass Danny Garcia. I mean, my only issue with that fight is if they fight, they're not even going to fight at the middleweight limit. Because when they agreed to that fight, it was all about they were going to fight at the 155-pound catchweight.
I got an old man for ears length, Lara.
Who you got, Johnny? Who you got? Talk to him.
He hasn't fought. What about old man Sergio Martinez?
Sergio Martinez. That's what we want to see. We want to see Lara versus Sergio Martinez. Now, Bobby said, "What's happening?"
What's happening?
We just chilling, man. He said he don't want to. Bobby said he don't want to see no damn Arizona Lara versus Danny Garcia. He don't want to see that nonsense.
Hey, Bobby, man. Hold
on. By the way, I'm gonna cut you out. Bobby, by the way, I did see a message about Stacey McKinley. I think I sent you. I might have sent you his number before. I don't know if I did before, but if I never sent you his number, I'll send his number to you because I know you want to get up with him.
I wanted to ask you, Bobby, who are some of the fighters that you're training with right now? Cause so put the chat.
Put it out there, man.
On some game, man.
Put it out there. Thurman would have beat Tim Tszyu as well.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know
man.
about all that, but
But I mean,
I'll tell you this though. I like Keith Thurman, man. People need to stop disrespecting Keith Thurman because he was when he was champion, when he was active, he was
he said he had an O and he wasn't.
Yeah,
afraid
said he had
to
an
let it
O
go.
and he wasn't afraid to let it go, and it got by Manny Pacquiao.
But
So.
I'll tell you one thing: when he let it go, he let himself go too.
That's
He
true.
didn't fight him.
Well, you know what happened to him, right? You know the real story for Keith was he went to the club. He was in Japan. He went to the club. He met his wife.
He started.
He actually met his wife in the club.
Yeah.
So for everybody out there, they say you can't meet your wife in the club. Keith Thurman's an example. You can meet your wife in the club, but I ain't gonna try to do that because that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
How much more of a draw is Fundora compared to Boots? Neither one of them are really big draws. I mean, Fundora's fought at the Dignity Health and to empty crowds. Boots fought here in Vegas to empty crowds. I mean, neither one of them is a standalone draw. Edward says, BT, you only like Keith Thurman because he's in Florida. But see, but he's from like the trash.
He's from Clearwater.
He's from Clearwater and Tampa.
Clearwater.
He's from the trash part of Florida. He ain't from the real part of South Florida. He ain't from the Tri-County South Florida area. He ain't from Palm Beach. He ain't from Broward. He ain't from Dade County. He's not from the real part of Florida.
Like Kodak Black.
Like Kodak Black.
Said.
Like BT. Like Glenn Johnson, like Randall Bailey, like them guys. That's the real South. That's the real Florida. Keith Thurman is from a different part of Florida. So if I'm gonna be biased for Keith Thurman, it has nothing to do with because he's from Florida. Because he's from the part of Florida that I don't even care about. To be honest.
From Pensacola?
He's from like Tampa area, like Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa area. Nobody cares about that. I don't care about that area. Who cares? Who cares? Like a good friend of mine says, who cares? Heck, even Danny has a shot at beating Keith Thurman at the moment. They should do the rematch. Because Angel Garcia had a lot to say about that fight. Angel Garcia had a lot to say.
He did. And that shit was funny. He said, you gotta be from Philly to got a big dick.
He did say that. MEZBX says, Samson thinks Fundora sells 90K with Spence in Dallas. This guy sounds dumber as he gets older. Look, Samson says dumb when he says a lot of things, but I'll tell you one thing, he's not dumb. He's a smart guy. Very influential man in boxing.
One thing about Samson. Samson does got a lot of pull in boxing.
Got a lot of pull. How you think Fundora got that shot coming off a loss? So the Bobby says he's got Leonard Sacron, 122. Wajon Mindoro, 160. Kamari Burnside, 140. The assistant to Carmel Moen. The assistant to Johan Ingram. And the assistant to Delvin Thompson, 154. So there you go. That's a stable.
That's a stable.
There you go.
Make sure y'all follow my guy Bobby.
Make sure y'all go follow Bobby. Bobby's a good dude, man. I like Bobby. Bobby's a good guy.
Keep up with Bobby, man.
Fundora has been a name for many years. For many years now, Boots is under promoted. Many years. How many years has Fundora been a name? I mean, what the Lubin fight was in 2022. The first time I remember seeing Fundora on any card, he was on undercard of Tszyu. No, not Tszyu. Fury versus Wilder 2. That was 2020. So what? 4 years tops. How many? I mean,
he fought Sergio Garcia too.
But wasn't that after?
No, that was after. I remember him because he fought on Face of Sports. He fought in Uruguay one time.
Okay.
So I remember. I said, yeah, this got big.
Nah, I hear you, but yeah, man, it's your boy BT. I got 20 more minutes, guys. So get your questions in, man. We ran through the Fundora Tszyu talk. Right now we're turning the page on that because this week is officially Richardson Hitchens fight week. So I mean, some of you all get excited. Some of you guys will may want to bring your pillows and your Tylenols. But look, he's in a good fight, man. Hitchens is fighting Gustavo Lemos, the guy who can punch, who's dangerous. unheralded Argentinian puncher. You got Diego Pacheco. I'll be covering that fight at the Fountain Blue on Saturday. So if any of y'all gonna be in Vegas at the card, let me know because I like meeting
And if we're talking
the
about,
viewers of True School. What?
and if we're talking about the 154-pound division, a fight that's been swept under the rug and a lot of people are not talking about right now is Jack Colque
versus Bakran Murlasia.
It's been growing, and now that fight has more implications than ever because of what happened on Saturday. And then
Speaking of, hey, shout out to Coach Bobby McCoy with the $20 super chat. He says,
there you go.
I'm now an in-house trainer for Viva Promotions with Sean Gibbons. Yeah, I've been noticing that, man. And congrats on that.
There you go.
I've been seeing they got the gym here, right?
There goes.
Viva Promotions got a gym here?
I think so.
I've never been. Have you been to that gym?
No, I don't. But there you go.
So that means you got a lot of fighters over there. So does that mean that you got like anyone that's a VF Promotions? Like let's say like if Elijah Pierce who signed a VF Promotions, if he comes to Vegas, does he train with you too? Like how does that work?
Yeah, yeah. How does that work? And then by the way, thank you for the super chat. That means we gotta eat something. Cause I said hi to Bobby, man.
You said it's true. He said hi to Bobby. He said
one of them $10 is mine. And by the way, Jamel Herring is fighting this week too. So I don't know if anybody cares about that, but I'm putting it out there because Jamel's a good dude.
I got you. What was your thoughts on Tszyu versus Fundora BT? Sorry, I just knocked out of work. I thought, look, man, Fundora did what he needed to do given the circumstances. I felt Tim Tszyu's corner let him down. I think Tim. I will listen. People don't like when I say it, but I was disappointed in Tim Tszyu's punch selection before the cut and after the cut. I expected a guy that was gonna close the gap and touch that body up more, and I didn't get it.
Oh, by the way, Gamaliel 5 versus Agustin Gauto on the card too. Oh, I thought it was.
They fighting?
Yeah.
When they fighting?
They fighting on Fountain Blue.
On that card?
Yeah.
Augustine Gauto's on that card?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Then you got.
Shit, that's the real main event. I like that fight.
And then I feel like what's it called? Is having a good step up too.
Hold on, Johnny. Bobby says that he trains with pre-assigned fighters. So basically, you get to sign the fighters and they go and they train with them. So there you go.
That's pretty cool. And then you got Mark Castro fighting Abraham Montoya, which I feel like is a step up for Mark Castro. So I like to see that one.
Mark Castro, that's the one that fought
Abraham Montoya can crack, bro.
he fought Cortez and he fought Venalo.
So some good-
Abraham Montoya beat Venado.
Yeah, so some good fights this weekend.
Yeah.
Some real good fights, and we'll have coverage of it here on True School Sports, amongst other things in boxing. I know a lot of you guys have been saying like, BT, when are you gonna talk about Fabio Worley versus Frazier Clark? I haven't watched it yet,
I'm putting it out there outside of Saturday. I will remind you guys, me and BT are gonna watch WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday, man.
Sunday?
We doing it together, man.
We gonna go live for that for real?
I want to go live.
I don't want to go live for WrestleMania.
Damn, man.
What do you guys think? Should I spice things up for one day and go live for WrestleMania with Johnny? If the chat wants to see it, look, if people want to see it, ain't nothing else going on Sunday. So
and then
if enough people say yes,
and then Scott Nicholson fighting, man. I like Scott Nicholson, man.
Like Scott, why do you like Scott Nicholson?
Cause she got skill. She
got skill and she got a great southpaw jab.
Nice jab.
She got a good amateur background.
Fun fighter to watch.
She got a good amateur pedigree.
Yeah.
She got underrated punching power.
Yo, exactly.
Do you think Amanda Serrano's ducking her?
I don't know if Amanda Serrano's
ducking her. She is ducking her, just so you know.
She's one of my favorite
Amanda Serrano's ducking her.
Okay, she's ducking her. Well, if he says he's ducking her, then he's ducking her.
He's ducking her for sure.
But I like Scott Nicholson. I want to watch her fight more often.
What do you guys think about Scott Nicholson? She's cute. I don't know if I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to objectify no women or nothing like that.
I like Scott Nicholson.
She's cute. I wouldn't say she's bad, but she's
I
cute.
like Scott Nicholson. Yeah, I don't care if you like her or not. I like Scott Nicholson.
He said Australia.
Yeah.
Quincy said, I quote, skill. Because you said skill.
Yeah.
Lord Zed says, yes, he wants to see the WrestleMania live.
There you go.
And Eric Bell said, I just got in. Shout out to BT. Shout out to you, Eric. Good to see you, man. We're just chilling. It's a bit late. I wanted to go live a little later, but, sometimes, every day is different. That's why I don't try to schedule my lives out. I have to feel like every day because every day is different. But I'm definitely going to try to go live earlier tomorrow, We got 15 minutes left, guys. So smash that like button. Get your comments in. Subscribe, super chat if you want to. We can see it just vibing, man. Just talking boxing, just getting April kicked off nicely here on True School Sports. By the way, for those of you who may have watched, did any of you guys watch my April Fool's video? Did you guys enjoy my April Fool's video? Because a lot of people, fell for my April Fool's joke.
What do you think about Ernesto Mercado?
I like Ernesto Mercado. Good boxer puncher at 140. Fun fighter to watch. Someone that I wish signed with a notable promoter so he can get more publicity. I like him.
Tito Sanchez is fighting Eric Reese too.
Tito Sanchez?
Yeah. Shadow Band says your pops is cool as fuck. He is. My dad. I got the best dad in the world. My dad is awesome. Love my dad. Y'all gotta really give Pops a lot of credit because this whole last week he held down a lot of the lives, and it really gave me a good nice rest and recharge. So now I'll be able to kind of power through these next couple days, and it'll be good, man. He helped me. He helped me out a lot. So y'all make sure when he's live, make sure you guys always show your appreciation to Pops.
And do you remember Rajon Chance? He fights this week too.
Rajon Chance. Who was the guy he had a trilogy with or a couple fights with?
Ooh, bro, I know who you're talking about, but I forgot his name.
He says, yes, I enjoy the April Fool's video. You're such an actor. Yeah, man, that's all those years of being in the school plays. All those school plays when I was a kid. And all that wrestling I used to watch when I was a kid. I used to always just watch wrestling and mimic the promos and stuff.
WrestleMania, man.
What do you think of Yoka fans saying Yoka Bai got robbed? What fight were they watching? It couldn't have been the one I was watching. And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. A lot of people like to use that crowd as a means to justify why Sneesa Estrada got a get decision and Yoka won. That crowd was weird as hell because I was there. When they announced the decision, almost nobody was booing. It wasn't until they put the microphone in Sneesa's face for the post-fight interview, then everybody started booing. And there were a lot of Costa Ricans there, believe it or not. There were some Costa Ricans there. And they loud. And they was probably drunk too.
And when we're talking about the Oscar Valdez fight, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. I'm gonna say I think Oscar Valdez should give one of the two people that I know a shot, Andres Cortez or Albert Bell. I'm putting it out there. If you don't get some of the fights he's looking for, I feel like
he ain't gonna fight no damn Albert Bell.
They deserve their shots, man.
He ain't gonna fight no Albert. I mean, I like Albert Bell. Albert Bell's a cool fighter, but
Albert Bell been mandatory for how long?
They don't care about no damn Albert Bell. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just telling y'all the truth.
He's been mandatory since like 2019.
It's sad.
Poor kid, man.
It's like look at. That's how it is. Boxing's devalued mandatory challengers so much. Look at how they do my boy Filip Hrgovic. Yeah. He's been the mandatory challenger since August of 2022. Yeah. Still can't get the shot.
2019, you can't get that.
I'd quit boxing. I'd go work at Costco.
2021.
Quincy says, hey, Johnny, are you a fan of Yokobai's skill?
I am a fan
Her
of
skill?
Yokobai's skill, yeah.
Because Quincy says he's a fan of Yokobai's skill.
That face-off, man, with Sneesa, she might have lost the fight, but she won the face-off.
She won the face-off?
She won the face-off, man. She won the face-off. I love Sneesa too, man. Don't get me wrong. I love Sneesa too. I'm a fan of her skill too. All right.
Edward said, yeah. Bobby says he's got Rais Salim as well.
Hey, how's Rais doing, man?
How's the Beast doing?
I haven't heard much about him.
I know, yeah. How's the Beast doing?
I just tapped in with him, seeing how he was doing, but
Edward says that he's a bigger fan of Estrada's skill compared to Yoka's skill.
I'm a fan of what is it? She's got other sisters, man. Yeah, they got good.
Y'all, look, if I start saying what I want to say in my mind, y'all gonna get me in trouble.
We need to talk about boxing.
We need to talk about boxing, because y'all gonna mess around and get me in trouble. I'm gonna start saying some things I shouldn't be saying on YouTube. I saw the prelims for the Tszyu, Fundora undercard, and that guy, Moen, is another star in the making, and that Ukrainian guy was putting a serious hands on Mendoza, but Mendoza held his own. As far as Carmel, I like Carmel a lot. I've been a big fan of Carmel since I've seen him fight in the Eastern qualifiers in 2022 in Cleveland.
I-
Very very big talent. I think obviously like any 2-0, 3-0 fighter, he's got things to work on. But a very very good solid performance against a good, competent professional fighter in Anthony Cuba.
I've known Carmel since Carmel was like 7 years old. Just putting it out there. That's my guy. Cool
Yeah.
people.
Bobby says, no, I didn't. I know. I meant he didn't get a chance to be champ. I think it's about Raiz saying
Oh,
Raiz didn't get a chance to fight for the title. I think something like that.
yeah, no. I'm just wondering what he's been up to because I know that fight with Sam Goodman was a close fight. I went back. I scored it myself. I thought it was a close fight. I think the only thing is he was giving up too much ground with the jab. But outside of that, I want to see him fight again. I would like to see him fight Merjan because I feel like with Merjan they gave him too much. They put him right back in.
They
that
put him
position.
right back in,
So
and
I
it's
feel
like, bro, Merjan didn't do diddly squat to get like a mandatory title shot. I mean, he beat Kevin Gonzalez, a good little fighter, but that's what it takes. And Bobby's saying that they just gassed out against Sam.
Mm-hmm. Well, it happens, but hopefully you guys can get another opportunity, and I'll be supporting.
So there you go. How the heck? Let me see. How the heck does Spence generate more money in Dallas than Crawford in Las Vegas versus Fundora?
Well, because
Actually a good question.
Because
That's actually a good question though, because they're gonna fight where at Cowboy Stadium.
yeah.
They're not gonna generate as much money at Cowboy Stadium because the site fee is gonna be a lot. The tickets won't be as expensive. That's actually a legit question.
Maybe it's just let's be honest. It's might be it's politics because you think Terrence isn't fully signed to PBC, so and Errol is, so like promoters and matchmakers say, you got to look out for the best interest of your fighter. So they still looking out for the best interest in their fighters in Sebastian Fundora and in Errol Spence Jr. So you can't knock it. You can't knock it at all.
I mean, just to be blunt too, I'll be blunt, man, and being blunt in the boxing world is not good. That's why sometimes I don't think I get credit to these fights. But I gotta be real. So what's his name? Samson is a great person. I like Samson, but like Samson, we know he works with the Al Heyman umbrella. So I just consider Samson to be like one of Al Heyman's like henchmen. Like he's just under the umbrella. Like he gonna always keep his fighters over there at PBC, and if somebody's not fully under the PBC umbrella, then they don't get the fights.
Sam's one of my favorite people. Like as far as like finding fighters, and man,
But he's
got a
great.
different-
Samson is great at fighting fighters.
He's from Uruguay, and one thing I've noticed is like I'm from Argentina, so like we're very near and close. And usually when I watch these fights on TYC Sports, I'm like, man, they should sign this guy. And then right when I say it, Samson goes ahead and signs him. So props to Samson. I always like Samson because I feel like sometimes when Samson picks up a fighter, I'm like, he's seen what I've seen.
Did you see who he signed recently?
Yeah. Who else?
He signed Nicholas Flaus. The one that beat Jahai Tucker and the one that just beat Santa Maria.
Yeah.
Waiting with that Samson and Nicholas Flaus.
He's good. Now I haven't been watching too many TYC sports fights as I used to, but they're actually one of my funnest fights to watch. Just because in Argentina they always bang and they got fun fights. You could be 2-0 and you'll be fighting a guys like 40-3, and it'll still be a competitive fight. They'll be good.
They match the fights really well on TYC Sports over there in Argentina. So
they don't care. They just put you in there and. You come out of there. You'll be good. That's actually where I seen Sebastian Fundora
on TYC Sports.
On TYC Sports, he fought in a Uruguayan card, and I thought it was really good. On that same card, Michelle Rivera fought, so I knew about Michelle Rivera before the majority of people.
Shadow Band says the only way people are going to Omaha is for the eclipse. Yeah, nobody's going to Omaha unless it's like you're like a David Avanesian. Like that level of fighter. But let me see, what else going on in boxing right now? I mean, we got the Hitchens fight this weekend.
Agustin Galto, man.
Agustin Galto. And look, man, y'all know what's happening April 10th. I mean, I'm gonna keep talking about it in April 10th. You know what's happening April 10th. Angelo Leo versus Waldo Baez. That's the fight we just patiently waiting for.
The champ.
Champ, man.
You know, 2-time on the way.
On the way, so
2-time on the
looking
way.
really forward to that one. Hopefully, I hope some of you guys that watch these lives that are in the Florida area, come out to Plant City, come out to Pro Box, the event center, man. Come to the fight. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Eric Bell says, I wish Teddy Atlas and other boxing reform activists would push harder for government to do something about these crazy politics in boxing.
I was always wondering if Eric Bell is the same Eric Bell that I know, but I don't know if it is the same Eric Bell that I know. So I'm gonna ask you: is it the same Eric Bell that I know? If that made sense with the question I just asked.
Shadow says, wow, I'm by Plant City. Yeah, man.
Yeah, come by, man.
April 10th.
Come by. What are you doing?
April
here,
10th. Event center. Come by. Watch Angelo Leo versus Eduardo Baez. I'll be there in attendance. So if you want to meet me, I'll be there.
Come watch a spectacular performance.
Spectacular
of the
performance.
Sweet Science. A spectacle.
If y'all want to see a spectacular hybrid performance of boxing, pressure fighting, slugging, it's everything you could imagine. Every skill under the sun.
Beautiful blend.
Beautiful blend.
You
He
know-
said it himself just now. Come through April 10th. He says,
You know how on Pro Box they got a thing where they say
good fighters and great fights.
This is a great
a
fighter.
great
with a
fighter,
fight.
a great fighter, and a great fight.
Great fighter and a great fight, man.
Angelo Leo, let's go. Yes, sir. That's MAW. Yeah, Team Leo to the casket drops. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The fans out there, man.
The fans. Got to give him the Angelo Leo interview soon, man, before you fully get in that mode.
Back in that mode again.
Back in that mode again, but before you get fully back in that mode, we need that interview. But BT, if Boachuk and Matias weighed the same, who would you favor? Matias.
I'm favoring the person that put people to sleep.
I'm going with the guy that puts people in the caskets.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to say. You know, you went ahead and I was gonna say I'm going with
Edward wants to know, is Angelo Leo going to be fighting, is the broadcast going to be April 10th? What platform? It'll be April 10th, Pro Box TV YouTube channel. It's free, so anybody anywhere in the world can watch it as long as you have internet access and you know how to spell Pro Box TV.
And make sure you get your popcorn ready.
And Shadow says, what's the location? So the location will be, it's at the Pro Box TV Event Center, and the Pro Box TV Event Center is located right behind the what's the name of that rehab center? The White Sands Rehab Center. So it's right behind the White Sands Rehab Center in Plant City, Florida. Pro Box Event Center, April 10th, Wednesday night. Pro Box TV, Wednesday night fights. It'll be fun, man. I'll tell you this. People like to ask me. I get this question all the time. They say, BT, what's the best events in boxing to go to? Is it PBC? Is it? I really enjoy attending Pro Box fights because they're very well paced cards. There's not a whole lot of time in between the fights. They're well matched fights. They're good. They're good fights. And on top of that, I feel like if you're a boxing fan, I'm speaking for the boxing fans' perspective. If you're a boxing fan, you get a chance to meet most of the fighters after the fights are done because it's a small venue, so they'll all be there right there in the coming out, and so you can come meet me. Come meet Angelo. Come meet Team Leo. It'll be fun. BT, at Boachuk and Matias fight at 147 right now. Who would you win?
The fans.
The fans, but I'll go with Matias by stoppage. I think Boachuk is good. I like Boachuk, and I in interviewing him here on the channel, I had a great time talking to him. He's a great guy, and shout out to him and his attitude for the sport and rebuilding his career. But I just think Matias to be the more durable guy. Is Pops gonna be there? Yes, guys. Pops is going to. Yeah, that's another thing. So look, you guys know because I get criticized a lot. They say, BT, you do all this traveling and you don't bring Pops nowhere, and you guys are wrong. I want to bring Pops everywhere. It's not on me. If Pops don't go anywhere, I want to because we're gonna end the live soon. I want to end it on this note. If you guys see me traveling and Pops does not go anywhere, it's never my fault. It's his fault because I want to bring Pops everywhere. I want to see Pops.
Why you put Pops?
No, I have to because you don't understand. No, because you don't. I have to air him out because you don't understand how many times I get comments and people say, BT, you gotta bring Pops. BT, you gotta do this. BT, you don't do this, and it's like I try.
I do understand. I understand.
No, you don't
I
understand.
understand.
So yeah, he will be in Plant City for this fight. For Angelo and Baez, and he'll be rocking. He's gonna be there turned up. So if you wanna come meet him, come meet me, come meet the champ, then definitely come out to Plant City April 10th. Do I think Tank will ever fight Haney? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of thinking about them guys fighting each other. Like if they're gonna fight, they're gonna fight, and you know it is what it is.
They'll fight.
They'll fight eventually when the money's right, just like any other big fight in boxing.
You know, marination.
Marination. It's in the pot right now.
In the pot.
It's in the pot.
Stirring.
You know, we're taking the blueprint out of the vault.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, on that note, look, I'm gonna wrap it up because we reached an hour, and I do have other things to tend to. Like I still gotta catch up on some boxing. So, listen, April's off to a great start. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in.
Hold on. Drop the super chats, man.
Thank-
Any last minute super
thank-
chats you want to drop by, man?
Thank y'all for joining the live. We'll be live again tomorrow at an earlier. No, Angelo Leo's fighting next week. Not this week, but the following week on Wednesday night, April 10th. Listen, I'm going to be saying it every day. The closer the fight gets, the more I'm probably going to say it. So April 10th, definitely tune in. But guys, look, stay tuned for all the content on the channel. Appreciate all the support. It's been a hell of a journey so far through 73 days. And I'm looking forward to getting to the 90th day. Because it's been like a long, tough, arduous journey to get to this point. But look. Take care, guys. God
Before
bless.
you end the live, I'm gonna keep going, man.
No, we ended the live. We ended the live. I'm ending the damn live.
Keep that shit going.
Keep that shit.
You can talk to him. You can. I'm done. If you want to talk, you can keep talking. I'm done. I'm done for the night.
Okay, man. What's up? What's up? Someone talk to me, man. Come on, man.
I'm chilling.
The champ's enjoying his time, bro. How do you read the comments on this shit, man? Come on, talk to me. Where the chats at, man? $20 on the super chat. Where y'all at, man?
You don't gotta do all that. Look, just leave it here.
Where y'all at, man?
And when they comment, you just go like this.
What a comment.
You just go like this.
Later gang. Nah, it ain't no later gang. Smash the like button like Deontay Wilder gonna smash Big Bang. That's it. Yeah, that's actually a fight I'm very excited. I'm excited for. So if y'all want to go ahead and does Liam Parle have a chance? I think Liam Parle has a great chance. I think I don't know about a great chance, but he's got a chance. I'm excited for that fight. I think Liam Parle is a good fighter. I thought he really impressed me when he fought Montana Love, and I would like to see him fight. Hold on, man? All right, I'm gonna end the live. I don't know how to do this. Hold on. I can't check this. I do want to keep going, man, but I can't see the.
Well, I'm gonna explain it to you.
Man.
Let me explain it to you. Look,
This shit is hard.
it's not hard. Look. When the comments go out the screen, that means there's no new comments. When a new comment appears, it'll pop up.
Oh, it'll pop up.
So you just keep talking, and then when a new comment pops up, it'll do it by itself. Like look. Somebody look. I'm trying to show Johnny how to do this. Look, somebody comment some shit right now, so Johnny can see how it works. Look.
All right, comment some shit.
Just watch. Just wait.
I'm watching. I'm sitting.
Pay attention to the bottom left-hand corner of the phone.
The bottom left-hand corner. Okay. Where they at?
It's coming up. Watch.
Where they at? 62 minutes, 25 people, or 25 likes. How do I see?
Look, see?
Johnny School of Sports. Yes, sir. Pitbull and Matias. I like that fight. That fight's gonna be a war. I feel like Pitbull and Matias would be a banger. And I think late night with Johnny, late night talks with Johnny, man. You know, I like Matias in the fight, but I would like to see how Matias will be able to handle Pitbull's pressure because I remember one of the fights that he lost, he faded late, and I think if anyone would probably be able to take some of Matias' powers, it would probably be Pitbull Cruz. And let me see. BT is more handsome than Johnny. Hey, man, look, they say you more handsome than me, man. They said, damn, bro, you don't hurt my feelings, man. Johnny discussed Bobacek. Johnny discussed Bobacek. Who would be on the back? Who would be on the? BT says he's the American sex symbol. He says who would be on the back foot on the fight between Pitbull Cruz and Sabrel Matias. I definitely think Sabrel Matias will probably be on the back foot. You know, because I think he's he's more, I don't think Pitbull Cruz would be on the back foot. You think Pitbull Cruz would be on the back foot? I don't think Pitbull Cruz would be on the back foot. Paro has a chance. Matias has been stunned in the chin and might. Claps. Next fight. Hold on. Next fight. We'll see. Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually intrigued for that fight. I think Liam Paro is a good fighter, and I think Liam Paro will be able to give Sabril Matias a good little fight. And I think he's got a chance to win. The thing is, I wonder if he can be able to take his power. And then you said Matias and Bobacek at 147. Bobacek is at 154, but I like that fight as well if they ever do fight. And there was another comment, man. Let me see. Go watch a True School Sport, and I'll be back. Yeah, yes, sir. Someone said Paro by decision. Paro by decision. They said the Aussies. They said it was a bad week for the Aussies. They said Liam Paro lost, Tim Tszyu lost, and who was the other Australian? No, not Liam Paro. Liam Wilson lost. Liam Wilson lost. Yeah, Liam Wilson lost. Tim Tszyu lost. But you know, Liam Paro can bring it back for the Aussies, man. Paro by decision. Shadow ban. Johnny is right. Matias is patient and will punish Cruz with counters and slowly break him down. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm thinking. I definitely think he'll be on the back foot. Zarafa did lose. He didn't just lose. He got devastated. You know, hope to see some unifications at 140. Hell yeah, I do hope to see some unifications at 140. When it comes to Pitbull Cruz, who would you guys like to see him have a unification with?
I got a question for the chat. You know,
BT.
Since we're after hours and we're kind of towards that part of the live.
He said
Who's the finest woman in boxing?
Yeah, that's your opinion, man. With
I want Johnny's opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not getting my opinion on that. It is, man. I like Scott Nicholson, man. So I'm gonna put
Johnny, and
Pitbull will rematch Tank, in my opinion.
Johnny said Scott Nicholson's the finest woman in boxing.
All right, man. What's it called?
I can't say who the finest woman in boxing because I'll get in trouble.
Pitbull will rematch Tank, in my opinion. Pitbull will rematch Tank. I believe so, and I think that one will probably be next. I genuinely, when I watched that fight, I genuinely thought that fight was a draw, but I figured that Tank would get the decision. And my thoughts on Zerto's win, me and BT haven't had a chance to watch it, but you know, probably tomorrow, you know, we'll stop by, we'll watch some boxing together, you know, and we'll talk about the cruiserweight Mexican champion of the world. So, you know, if Fundora is, hold on, if Fundora is out for a year, Crawford and Spence should fight for the vacant. That would be crazy if they fought for the vacants, man. You still got Israel Madrimov. I like 154, man. So I don't think they should fight for the vacant belts though. I think they got to look at it. Virgil Ortiz is also at 154. There's a lot of different guys at 154. So BT didn't talk about Zerto tonight either. BT needs to come back on air and discuss this. BT didn't have a chance to watch Zerto Ramirez.
You want me to talk about something I didn't watch yet?
So when we get a chance to watch it together, we will give our opinions. Prefer Pitbull unify with any 140 champs, truth be told. But I see Tank rematch next, and the unification is better. I think so too. I think Tank and Pitbull, it's a big fight. They got a bargaining chip in the belt as well. And people say the Barroso's things, but I think honestly, I'm putting it out there. I think Barroso's is probably gonna end up rematching Rolly.
How does Barroso stink? But they were gassing up Zhang. Barroso and Zhang is like the same type of fighter. They're two big, heavy-handed, freaking old ass.
I want to see. He wants to see Charlo and Lara unify at 160 titles. They know each other. So that fight could be very, very competitive. I do think the fight could be very, very competitive. But I feel like I want to see if Charlo is going to fight anyone at 160, I'd like to see him fight Carlos Adames. Because I feel like, that's something that's been brewing. And I feel like they gotta see each other. And when it comes to 54 with Lara, I actually think Lara's going to end up fighting Danny Garcia. And I like that fight, by the way. Cruz will fight Tank again. No way Tank will miss the opportunity. Absolutely not. Tank will not miss the opportunity to become a 140-pound world champion. And, it sells. It's a big fan base. And, after that, you could have that Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis unification, So, oh yeah, congratulations. He said, cruise and tanking in a way. Oh yeah, congratulations to Zerto. Your thoughts on Zerdito's fight, Johnny? I didn't watch it with BT, but we'll give our opinions when we get a chance to watch it. But also deserves another title shot. But the WB will bow to money. You know. And then one thing I'll say though is that 140-pound belt. A lot of people seem to forget that 140-pound belt, because even though he did pop hot, I think that Alberto Puello still deserves to fight someone at 140, and I know that Michelle Rivera popped hot as well. So I would, I would like to see both the guys that pop hot fight each other. Uh, Barossa deserves another shot. Thoughts on Julio Cesar Martinez win? I thought Julio Cesar Martinez win was good, but I like in that weight class. I think he's just constantly there, and one thing about Julio Cesar Martinez is you think he's gonna stop someone, but usually they still go the 12 rounds. And honestly, a fight I'd like to see for Julio Cesar Martinez that I think would be very, very entertaining would be Sonny Edwards, that's ranked number 4. So I feel like Sonny Edwards and Julio Cesar Martinez would be a banger, and I'd like to see that fight personally. But even if not, I think the winner of Bam and Estrada, he could move up and probably fight them. There's not too much to think about that. And then he said, yeah, Adames is Charles mandatory. I don't know what's the holdup, and that Al Heyman needs to be making that fight. Yeah, I agree. I think they do need to make that fight. I haven't seen Carlos Adames fight in a while, and I think Carlos Adames is a pretty good fighter, and I feel like a lot of fighters, they need to be active, and they need to be active with the fans, so the fans can continue to be with them. And then Gary Antoine Russell destroys Pitbull. Well, we don't know, because Gary Antoine Russell, I'm gonna be very blunt. I think Gary Antoine Russell turned down that one fight with Alberto Puello, and with him turning down that fight, that's why Rolly had the WBA world title shot. So I'd like to see that fight, and I think Gary Antoine Russell has a good chance to win the fight. But I think he needs to be more open into fighting, and I think he's a very good fighter, and I think he can become a world champion in the division. Johnny, Barrosos versus Matias. Who you got? Can Barrosos pull it off? Man, listen, with that old man power can pull anything off. I think he can, but I think Matias will probably hurt him and probably stop him later on in the fight. And then there's a guy named Shadow Man, but that's my personal opinion. And I'm letting you guys know. I don't know when I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna open up my own YouTube channel. I'm not gonna be as good as BT as I start, but I'm gonna give it a shot, man. And and hopefully,
guys, too, I want all y'all to subscribe to him. That's a true school mandate to the
and hopefully y'all can support me, because I support BT. We're very, very good friends, and I'm trying to grow myself, and I believe that I'll have very, very good content. Someone said, Shadowban said, you'll subscribe. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I'll be expecting your subscription, and I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it, and I'll have good content for you guys. Like I said, I probably won't be the best doing it, but one thing that BT always says is, he goes, just start, bro. Just start. So I'm gonna go ahead and start and just see where it goes, and see where it could take me, man. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the supporters on True School Sports, the 14 viewers, the 25 likes. Make sure y'all drop more of the like buttons, and then the super chats. Remember that Johnny Nakatani beat Fundora. No, I don't know. Are you talking about Junto, or are you talking about
Junto? Because Junto's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean.
Have you seen the picture of Junto and Crawford?
Yeah.
He looks like the same height as Crawford.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, but they got a good size, and they're good. You should give it a shot, Johnny, and make sure BT advertises you, brother, so you can all clock on. Yes, sir, man. I'll give it a shot, man. I think I'll do really good. Thank you for you guys' support, man. I'm glad that you guys want me to actually start it. You know, I'm getting a few comments. Virgil Ortiz at 154, undefeated.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Guys. I've been telling this dude. Hold on, where's it? I've been telling this dude. This has been an ongoing thing for like 3 years now, at least minimum 3 years. I've been telling him to start his channel because look, this guy right here. Let me put the camera up. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Some of y'all may think he's just a random dude that comes to my channel. This dude is a staple in the Las Vegas boxing community. I always say for people that in Las Vegas, if you don't know who this is in Las Vegas, you're not really in Las Vegas boxing. So look, well, I'm gonna help him start his channel soon. When it starts, I will definitely go ahead and let you guys know. So those of you who do want to subscribe can go subscribe and check out what he's got, and vice versa. He knows a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters know him. So he'll get a lot of content. He'll get a lot of good content.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a guy you're gonna want to subscribe to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because he's my friend. I'm telling you because I know he's gonna do a good job. And guess what? I want to ensure he does a good job because guess what? I'm gonna show him everything I know. So he's gonna have the whole playbook. So listen, only him and one other person in the world who will remain undisclosed is gonna have the playbook.
He said hard work and dedication. He said hard work and dedication. He said Virgil Ortiz at 154 is undefeated. Virgil versus Fundora. I like that fight, man. I think Virgil has a good chance to. Yeah, because I think Virgil will go to the body. I like Fundora. I like both. I like both the fighters. I think even though like 154, you get a lot of losses at 154. I think that at 154 it's very entertaining because you don't know who is gonna lose, and because they hand out so many L's. And I think that Virgil Ortiz will be a lot healthier in the weight, and I think him versus like an Israel Madrimov will be a banger. And I think that that's a fight that probably will end up happening, and that'll be probably a shot at the title in my personal opinion. I don't think Fundora threw a power shot all night. You know, I don't think he needed to. He did what he had to do, and he came up with the victory. So, you know, he had a good game plan. He knew how he had to fight the fight, and he was able to come around and get the job done. James bring up a good point. Discuss Virgil Ortiz. Can he hold on? Hold on. Discuss Virgil Ortiz. Can he turn his career around? Absolutely, he can turn his career around. There's nothing really too much to turn around.
Power jab like that,
Yeah, there's really not too much to turn around. It's just like him being sick and him getting sick and not being able to constantly be there. I think his defense can get better, but I think Virgil is a fun fighter, an entertaining fighter, and I think he can definitely become a world champion at 147 and 154 and maybe even at 160. Virgil Ortiz is fun to watch. His record, he's got punching power in both hands. I do think his defense could get a little bit better, but that's my personal opinion. But I think Virgil Ortiz, I'd like to see someone like Virgil Ortiz fight Jesus Ramos, man, because they're two big bangers, and I like that. Someone said, but you're right, Shadow. And someone said, the intocable and the untouchable. I said, if that's what if that's what you guys want to call us, then go ahead. What's his name? James Valdez, man. He said the untouchable. So if that's what you guys want to do, then Spence will body snatch Fundora. I mean, I like the fight, and I think Spence will definitely go more to the body than Tszyu did, I'd like to see Terrence Crawford get a shot, man. I want to see Terrence be more active, man, and I just don't think it's fair. But sometimes life just isn't fair, Matthias, there you go. BT tapping in. He said Matthias versus Virgil Ortiz. Matthias and Virgil Ortiz is a great fight, man. And in this one, if you keep asking about Matthias, man, so I'm thinking you want me to pick someone to beat Matthias. If you want me to pick someone to beat Matthias, well then I'll go ahead and pick someone to beat Matthias right there. I got Virgil Ortiz in that fight. So Team Fundora gave Tszyu their word in a rematch class before the fight. If one for show saving opportunity, then Errol happened. No, that's the fight, but it's WB Amanda. So question, Johnny, who gets it? who gets it, who gets the fight between them. Um, even though with what's it called, with Terrence being mandatory, if you're genuinely asking me who's gonna get the shot, I think Errol Spence is gonna get the shot because he's a PBC fighter. He's under the PBC umbrella. Sebastian Fundora is under the PBC umbrella. You can't just go here in boxing. You can't just go off your word. It has to be on contract because it's just how it is, and there was nothing under contract. And people tend to forget that now Fundora has two belts, the WBC and the WBO. So he can just vacate the WBO, and they can make Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford or anything like that.
Or Terrence Crawford and
Yeah.
Josh Kelly.
And Josh Kelly, and then you could even get another unification between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford down the line at 54. But I definitely think Spence is gonna get the shot before.
Terrence is definitely gonna fight Josh Kelly. Oh my God, he's
if-
gonna take that fight.
I'm actually favoring Matias over Virgil. Virgil defense isn't all that great. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. His defense isn't all that great. That's why I said that I think he's got to work on his defense. But I just think the youth, and I still think that Matias will probably end up fading later on in some fights just because I've seen his entire career. One thing I think a lot of you guys probably don't know is when I see a fighter that I like, I try to go and watch their entire career. One thing that VT
Oh my God.
can actually vouch for me
Guys,
is
hold on, let me get up for this one. I gotta speak to him again. Guys,
one thing.
This guy, you think I'm a boxing degenerate? This guy watched. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Travis Kaufman? Travis My Time Kaufman, that fat heavyweight that fought on PBC against Chris
Man.
Ariola. He watched Travis Kaufman's whole career. I said, "Why the hell are you watching Travis Kaufman's whole career?" He said, "Cause I like Travis Kaufman." I said, "You different, man. You different."
He's fun to watch, man. Did you guys watch his first fight on Showbox, man? Years ago, I like Travis Kaufman, man. And I put BT on to some different fights too. And then let me see. So Team Fundora game, I already read that one. I'm actually is BT on Sugar Booger. He's always rubbing his nose.
What they say?
Is BT on the Sugar Booger because he's always rubbing his nose. He said, "Are you on that Oscar De La Hoya?"
Nah, I never touched a drug in my life.
He said, "Nah, BT, he's clean,
I'm
clean cut, collective, calm,
The only thing I can
confident."
say is, I went to the club. I went to the club a couple days ago, but other than that, I live a clean lifestyle. No women, no drinking.
He's celibate,
celibate, man. I'm good.
undefeated.
Undefeated.
That's why they call him
never got me.
That's
They
why
never
they
got
call
me
him. That's why they call him the untouchable man, the untouchable empire.
Only one
20
on earth can touch the untouchable.
27 viewers. Hold on. Yeah, that's my thoughts too, Johnny. Team Tszyu should have got it in writing. Understandably, PBC looks after PBC fighters first. So I'm expecting Fundora versus Spence next. Truth be told, yeah, I am. But the main thing is I know they want to do all these fights in Texas, but me as a boxing fan living here in Vegas, I want to see all the fights happen here in Vegas. But the one thing that I will say, if anyone's gonna make this thing right and maybe give Terrence Crawford his shot, is if these fights end up going to purse bid and they bring up our good friend Turkey Al-Rashid to come in and put some money down, and then he could change the whole equation, man. Because you never know, those they got enough money. Baranchik versus Navarrete. Can Navarrete pull it off? Navarrete always losing, then he puts on a miracle. Yeah, I don't think you're going to need a miracle for Navarrete to pull this one off. I think Navarrete is going to beat the brakes off Baranchik, bro. I think Navarrete will be a world champion at 135 pounds. He's just taking care of business, man. Let me say, Matias at 140 versus 154. Stop the cap. I mean, somebody asked that question, so I'm going ahead and I'm answering the question for the individual. So, I understand the weight classes. I know where they're at, buddy. Hold on. And yeah, but what fights are you guys looking forward to coming up? Bam and Estrada? I like Bam, man. I like Bam, and I think Bam.
I can't wait for Bam versus Estrada in Arizona.
And Bam, yeah, Arizona. BT loves Arizona, man. He said
Arizona loves BT.
I definitely think if we're going on and we're talking about Bam and Estrada, I think Estrada. To be honest, I thought Estrada only won one fight against Chocolatito because I thought he lost the the rest of them, they fought. Did they fight 3 times or 2 times?
3 times.
3 times. I thought he won one, and I thought Chocolatito won the other 2. So I mean, I think Bam will be able to handle Estrada, but I think the experience of Estrada can be a good fight, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. I do want to ask you guys about this one fight. I want to ask you about Oscar Duarte and Jojo Diaz when they fight. What do you guys think?
Dude, this is Bam. You know Bam needs to fight, bro. You know
Who?
Bam needs to fight to really like. I mean, this is a good fight, and I'm not gonna like down the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But if Bam really want to show like how great he is at some point, maybe not right away, but him versus Junior Nakatani would be a fire fight.
That's it.
Junior's there at 118.
Yeah. Can Fundora beat either Spence and Terrence Crawford? I mean, I wouldn't think so, but that's why you fight the fights, because you can get surprises. And the good thing about boxing is I don't have the final say. BT don't have the final say. Nobody has the final say. Those individuals in the ring, and especially at the elite level, have the final say. So I'm gonna say Fundora can win those fights and especially at 154 because of what I say. Everyone at 154 takes a loss. So you go up to 154, you might be due for it. James, the fight would be made at 147. That's the whole point. How small is the boxing world? I'm not gonna say it's not too small, but it's not too big. It's a good.
The boxing world is very small. I'm saying that right now.
It's a good community, man. It's a very good community, and we have our moments. But man, the boxing fans are one of the best fans in the entire world. San Antonio, stand up, Team Bam. Yes, sir, San Antonio. And outside of just Team Bam, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and say shout out to San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs, man. So I'm a Spurs fan, so let me put that out there. Agreed, Bam versus Nakatani would be an epic fight. Absolutely, it'd be an epic fight. I feel like they're 2 of the most skilled fighters in their division, in their weight class. They're both young, and I think it's due for that fight. But one thing I wanted to ask you guys too is, what do you guys think about Blair Cobbs versus Adrian Broner?
I'm crossing my fingers that Don King bring that fight to Miami like
oh,
so I can go cover it.
Oh my God, BT, that's unfair. Bam would get destroyed by Nakatani, and I would like to see it though. Do you think he would get destroyed by?
I don't know about destroyed, but I just think like Junto, fight by fight, he's actually learning and perfecting how to box tall, and he's got a great volume. I think that's a hard fight for Bam.
Yeah. And then you said, "What's my?"
Fights like if Bam win that one.
Yeah. And then you said, "What's my thoughts on JoJo and Duarte?" I don't have a thoughts on JoJo and Duarte.
Why ain't they allow what about Jesus Perez? Yeah. He beat JoJo. Can't Jesus Perez progress his career?
Yeah.
What type of nonsense is this?
One thing we're mentioning about 154, but I remember there was this one fighter that got a big upset at 154, and I haven't heard anything from him since. Do you remember Marquise Taylor?
Yeah, I follow Marquise on Instagram.
What happened to Marquise Taylor? Hold on.
He's disgruntled right now. He's pissed off because he said a lot of fights with him didn't fall through.
Yeah.
I like Marquise.
You overrating Bam here. He stands no chance against Nakatani. Damn, they said he stands no chance.
Well, you know what I said? Damn fight.
Could the
Saudis?
Someone said.
Bam has a great trainer in his corner.
Someone said, could the Saudis make boxing bigger than the NFL? Boxing?
No, they don't. Listen. I'm gonna answer that question. Shout out to the Saudis, but they don't understand presentation and pacing of cards. They need to get their presentation and pacing of cards up to par.
They do, but I'll tell you, me personally, I think boxing is a bigger sport than the NFL. Not right now, recently, because I think that it's a niche sport at the very moment. But I mean, if you go and like let's just talk like a old saying that someone used to say is if you're in a playground, right, and someone's playing basketball, soccer, if someone's playing basketball, soccer, and different sports, football,
baseball.
But if you have these 2 kids fighting on the playground, what are you gonna go watch, man? You gonna watch the kids fighting on the playground, man. So So I think if you can give the fans a good fight, you know, a good fight can get the casual fans going, and I just think we need to get the casual fans more involved and stop bashing them as much as that instead of trying to educate them. The thing is, it's hard
And you
though.
know what? You
That
know what? If you want to see a good fight, April the 10th.
and yes, sir. April the 10th. And then the thing is, with the casual boxing fans, the only thing is just so hard because they don't know anything as much. So I tend to get annoyed, and I'm pretty sure the majority of boxing fans will probably get annoyed. So, because there's all these Spurs fans are spoiled going from Duncan to Kawhi to Wemby. Yes, sir, we are, but we suck right now, man. We need some new help.
Spurs don't suck nearly as much as that team on your baseball cap. That team is
Clown,
freaking trash.
clown of a fight. It's perfect final fight for Broner. You know, hey man, I think it's entertaining. I want to see the press conference, man. You know.
I want to go to the press conference.
What happened to El Mono Jesus Ramos? That's what I'm saying. I want to see Mono Jesus Ramos back at 154. I want to see him fight either Bobachek. I want to see him fight Tszyu. I want to see him back in there, you know, because a lot of people think that, you know, I never really got a chance to fully see the fight, but I hear that he got robbed in that fight. So you know, and he's got a loss. So, I mean, there's so many guys out there with a loss at 154 that, like, you know, I just think that it's due to happen. Like they need to just put him back in there and get him another big fight. There's enough big fights out there. So hey, boots can box, but can that motherfucker fight? Blair the Flair Cobbs quote. Yeah, he said, boots can box, but can he fucking fight? You know.
And then he said in the recent interview, he said, we still don't know.
Yeah, he said, we still don't know. Yeah, you know, Johnny Santiago or his man. Can Santiago make it 12 rounds? Santiago can make it 12 rounds, man. You know, I want to know what you guys think about Ken Shiro and Jonathan Bumble Gonzalez probably
Ken Shiro's gonna beat the brakes off
eventually
Jonathan.
happening.
I talked to Ken about that when I was in Japan. He said
BT,
he was gonna beat the brakes off him.
who is the Canadian boxer who speaks like who Jeff Mayweather speaks about? Bro, ask BT why he was in the bathroom so long when Sinisa won her fight. Was he that excited to
Bathroom.
point?
I was in my seat.
Yeah, he was in his seat.
I was in the mother loving Desert Diamond Arena in my seat, calm as heck.
He was in his seat. He was giving his post fight review.
Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. You know, after the fight, that's a different story.
BT had a good old time after the fight, man. BT was at the club, man. BT was doing his thing. BT's a different animal at the club. I'll let you guys know that right now.
Fighters in the club too.
Yeah, he's seen some of you guys' favorite fighters at the club too. I've seen some of you guys' favorite
names,
fighters.
but
He said, Johnny, ask BT about Santiago and Bam, please. What do you think about Santiago and Bam?
What's Santiago?
You know.
Which Santiago?
Yeah. I think Alexander Santiago. I think so.
Alexander Santiago?
I think so.
About Junto?
Are you talking about Alexander Santiago? I forgot which Alexander you were talking about. You were talking about a different Santiago, I think. But I gotta read the
Oh, no.
Santiago. Oh, Johnny Santiago. There you go.
Johnny Santiago?
Yeah. Or something like that. He said
Santiago.
I think he said Johnny
The one
Santiago.
that fought
I'm trying to read.
Gonzalez?
I'm trying to read. He said Johnny Santiago. Oh no, Johnny Santiago versus Bam. Okay, never mind. I read that shit bad. He said yes, Junto. Blah blah blah. Benavidez needs to stop telling everyone that Canelo is ducking him when he's ducking the whole lightweight division in his real light heavyweight division, his real weight class. And someone said Milky Way. You know, I mean, yeah, I think it kind of backfired on him trying to get Turkey Al-Rashid involved to make that Benavidez and Canelo fight. And Turkey Al-Rashid said, I got an offer for you. How about you fight the winner of Beater Beef and Bill? And now he's fighting Vosnik. And I'm actually very intrigued for that card. I like that Amazon Prime, the rumored card, Rayo and Edwin De Los Santos and Vosnik and Benavidez. Andre Morel and what's it called? And Tank and Frank Martin. Somebody's due to get upset on the card. I don't know who's gonna get upset on the card, but I do believe somebody will get upset on that card. And I will ask you guys, out of that card, who do you think will probably get upset? Boom. You know, yes, Junto. He said, yeah, Junto. BT, I think. I don't know how to say that name. How do you say that name? Nantishinga. Nantishinga?
No chinga?
No Chinga, there you go.
Sebastian no chinga?
Is fighting Jonathan Gonzalez. You think he should fight the winner
We got
or
20
just
people here?
move his cop looking ass
Why?
up
That's
to 112? He said, Johnny, man, the boxing kangaroo, man. The boxing kangaroo, yep, the boxing kangaroo, Carl Hansen, man. Of course I know it's Carl Hansen. Carl Hansen is my guy. I know you didn't have a good week, man, with all these Aussies taking them
Getting their ass
losses,
beat.
man. Nah, man, well, let's not say getting their ass beat. But Carl Hansen, I'll tell you when you will have a good night of boxing, and that's April 10th
on
when
ProBox
Angela on
TV.
ProBox TV when my boy Angelo Leo puts on his show. So you know, let me see, BT, what's up? Ask BT to read his question. All right, man. He said he did. He said the one about Noshinga, right?
So,
Is it the one about Noshinga?
if you give me your number,
Ask
I'll
BT. I
call.
was in the bathroom. He said, why were you in the bathroom so long? He said he wasn't in the bathroom. He said Josh Kelly.
No, I'll play along. I was in the bathroom for all the reasons you think I was there.
Yeah.
Ha!
He said you yanking luck. Did BT watch Pulev fight? Pulev have life back in him? Can he make one more push to the top? I don't think he ever had a push to the top. I think Pulev is a good fighter, and I think he's got a possibility to make money. So I think that you could definitely put him in there. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Kubrat Pulev go in there and fight like a guy like Ngannou, to be honest. And Josh Kelly versus Jack Koke. I like the fight. I think it's a very close fight. Josh Kelly, man, I'm not really sold on Josh Kelly or Jack Koke. I think Josh Kelly, you just got to throw punches at him, and I think he'll fold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick, what's his name? Jack Koke, man. You know, did David Benavidez retire Caleb Plant? No, David Benavidez did not retire Caleb Plant. And by the way, as BT said, I know individuals, and I know for a fact that he did not retire Caleb Plant, and he will be back this year. We'll bounce back. Of course he will bounce back. Tim got the rematch. If he does get the rematch,
Don't worry.
You know.
Don't worry. You guys have.
So we don't know.
You guys got Sky Nicholson. It's okay.
Yeah, Sky Nicholson. Man. Sky Nicholson, man. Bad. Top tier. By the way, I wanted to put this out here because I might as well. I got a sweater on. It says Argentina World Cup champion. I let everybody know every time I'm on here that I'm Argentina. You know, I'm letting them know, man.
Like
BT.
American.
Yeah, I'm American too, but I'm Argentino. You know, so did David Benavidez retire Caleb Plant? No, man. David Benavidez did not retire Caleb Plant. You know, so.
He retired him.
Man, Caleb Plant will be back, man. So, you know, I wanted to ask you guys.
Tired there, Johnny.
Nah, man. I'm going to keep going.
Keep going.
I gotta keep going, man.
We gotta wrap this up soon, man.
Rumor versus Plant and Maul at 168.
Wrap this up soon.
Argentina, yes, sir. I don't want to wrap this up soon.
Wrap that up, man.
All right, let me find. They want me to.
We got shit to do, man.
They want me to wrap it up. So if you guys keep asking me questions, I'll ask questions. But then I'll finish.
I don't care what they ask.
Rumor
You gotta wrap this shit up, bro.
is
30 minutes ago.
Rumor is Plant versus Maul next at 168. No.
Lose, bro. So
No.
Look, I'm gonna wrap it up. So guys,
I'm giving him.
it was great talking to you. We don't care what Johnny say. We gotta wrap it up.
Alright.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. And we'll continue this shit later on.
Can I answer the question?
No.
Can I answer the question?
No.
Man?
Yeah,
I
wrap
got
it up.
Caleb Plant, man.
Wrap it up.